Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Verilon. Today I'm talking about the new internet debate based on something that Erika had posted not that long ago on her Twitter. Here is the video so you can see what's going on.
People saying I'm not fit to be CEO, and I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband.
Finally, she said something about it publicly. For those of you who don't know, Candace Owens has in fact been insinuating that Erika was involved in Charlie's murder not that long after the murder happened. This was Candace's reaction to it, though.
You think Erika killed her husband. Now, let me at first also state unequivocally that I do not believe that Erika Kirk murdered her husband. I've never made that claim.
Yes, you have. And you have been making these claims for months, almost a half a year. Like, you barely let his body go cold before you started pointing fingers. And here are some of the clips of you doing just that.
But I'm starting to think that the assassination of Charlie Kirk was something akin to a regicide, right? The assassination of a king to install a new ruler who the king would have never approved of. Anyways, back at headquarters, I am told it's business as usual. And it's kind of giving me like, I don't know, LBJ when he gets sworn in that famous picture. Unfortunately, sworn in. Unfortunately, of course, he's sad in this photo. Gosh, he's obviously not wanting to be the president of the United States. JFK was shot and killed. And now LBJ has to step up, unfortunately. But I gotta be honest, I wasn't there. I don't think LBJ was actually that upset. I don't know why. Vibes. The vibes just aren't vibing for me in that picture, knowing, as I do and as Charlie did believe, that LBJ was involved, which then implicates the feds as having been involved, which then implicates the Dallas police station as being involved. I believe Israel was obviously involved, that they were the ones that wanted him dead. When Ben came out swinging, I was going, oh, something's very wrong here. Basically, Erika here is pulling the LBJ, and what I mean by that is as soon as LBJ got into office after JFK's assassination, he reversed course on every single one of JFK's policies. JFK's enemies seemingly became LBJ's friends. Erika appears to be doing that to me. All right, you guys, straight to jail for questioning at least Erika. I don't care who's mad. I really do not care who wants to be upset after this episode. Really, you'll be wasting your breath. You can spend $1 billion on influencers because this is all becoming increasingly inexplicable. You are asking me to be an idiot, actually, and I cannot do that for you. Someone once commented beneath this show that if the situations were reversed and there were this many verifiable lies that Charlie told regarding the murder or assassination of his wife, Charlie would be in prison awaiting trial. And I actually agree with that assessment. We are way beyond coincidence. This is now a full-blown conspiracy. So welcome back to Candace. You can have a hologram. That probably sounds more right to me. My question is, did they take someone up on their offer to create a Charlie GPT? Because the notion signifies that there was a plot to remove Charlie and then to use Charlie GPT to convince the world that it was effectively Charlie's dying wish for his wife to replace him, right? They thought, okay, well, people are not going to believe this. He's been talking about wives staying at home, so we're going to have something that convinces them that this is actually what Charlie wanted. This feels evil to me. I have a growing troubling sense that Charlie never said it. Dropping like, I don't want my kids to be an orphan, which is what he implies on stage. That the Secret Service had things under control, but that he understood that she needed to do what was right for her family. That's my best read on the situation. I think Erika is calculated. And I want to say to JD Vance, you better wake up fast, okay? That's a black widow, my friend. You will get bit. Lie. I'm at the point right now, I want Erika to just drop a book like If I Did Do It, like OJ did. If I Did Do It by Erika Kirk. I think that would move more copies than the book about Shabbat. Anyway, switching.
Oh, I never accused her of being involved. I never accused her of murdering her husband. All I did was just insinuate she's part of a plot to get rid of him and compared him to frickin' OJ Simpson, killing his girlfriend. Yeah, so those videos, if they haven't already removed the doubt that Candace did in fact say that she thought Erika was involved, those videos should be more than enough evidence. Check out what Candace had to say after she started getting more criticism for it.
And I have been thrust into the public and
Candace, my dear, you are a political creator. Nobody thrust you into the public. You chose to make a podcast. You chose to upload the very first video many years ago, making yourself a public figure. This is something you chose. You are just upset you are being called out for it now.
dealing with all of the smears, the attacks on me, my family, my employees. This might be the only window of opportunity that we have. And
Oh, wow. People are smearing you and saying things about you and your family. Imagine how bad it would have been if that had happened right after your husband was murdered publicly on the internet, live on X, and people started accusing you of being involved in your children's father's murder. Man. Imagine if they even turned it into a money-making ordeal, monetizing off of your suffering. Imagine how awful that would be, Candace. The really great thing is that members of the Daily Wire, and including Ben Shapiro, and although Jeremy Boring isn't technically part of the Daily Wire anymore, he threw his 2 cents worth in too, and he threw out something that was pretty interesting.
Already, Candace is trying to walk back some of her most salacious insinuations, but that doesn't mean she's suddenly discovered journalistic integrity or even basic honesty. In recent weeks, public records and documents have surfaced alleging that Candace's husband, George Farmer, was arrested in Nashville in August 2023 for DUI and leaving the scene of an accident. When Candace insists that this has nothing to do with her husband, that it's some completely different George Farmer in Nashville, Tennessee, well, that denial strikes me as pretty audacious. I was first made aware of the arrest and charges, leaving the scene of an accident after wrecking his truck at 3 times the legal limit while carrying a loaded firearm, shortly after it happened, back when Candace still worked for me at the Daily Wire. People who had access to the court documents approached me with them quite early, before the situation was resolved. By the time Candace started to engage in more and more evil behavior, the arrest was pretty well known in conservative circles. I was personally approached more than once by people asking me if I would speak out about the charges. In every instance, I refused. Not because I thought Candace's conduct was defensible, far from it, but because I believed then, and still believe, that family should generally be off limits. But of course, Candace doesn't believe family is off limits, just ask Charlie Kirk's widow. And so people now have decided to play by Candace's rules.
Yeah. If you get to make... He's actually correct here. If Candace gets to make video after video after video insinuating that Charlie's wife and friends are complicit in his murder, people can absolutely talk about what your husband might have been up to. It's not a smear. It's playing by your rules, Candace. Also, Candace actually put up a Instagram live video of her reaction to Jeremy Boring's video, and it is top tier victim complex. Like something you'd expect to see out of a far lefty. Look at the title of this. The Daily Wire in 3 years of harassment. See that, guys? When people talk about things that her husband actually did, it's considered harassment. But when she makes up completely false claims about Erika and the rest of the Turning Point crew, it's asking questions.
And trying to go solo. And simultaneously, they're still running this game of trying to get the press to go after me, to go after my family. So when I say it has been a nonstop onslaught against my life, this is what I mean. And I do think it's time for us to share the documents so people can actually read the documents of what my family has lived through, because I feel like I should be doing a series like Surviving the Daily Wire. People don't understand what it's been like, and we have never played dirty back with them. We have never. Everything they ever put together was a conspiracy theory in their own head.
So that was her reaction. It's fine for me, but not for everyone else, apparently. To add my ending thoughts to this, I am really glad that Erika finally actually talked about it, because it is really important to put a line in the sand in terms of morality, because what Candace Owens has been doing these past, 8 months has been incredibly immoral. Genuinely evil. I wasn't a really big fan of Candace before this started, but if she had been in Charlie's position, I would not be harassing her husband the way that she is doing so to Erika. And I would greatly criticize anyone who did, because you shouldn't do that to people. Especially for someone like Candace, who claims to be a Christian and claimed to be Charlie's friend. Charlie wouldn't have wanted people harassing his wife. Charlie wouldn't have wanted any of this. If anything, if she had been doing what Charlie would have wanted, it probably would have leaned a lot closer to Candace trying to come back into Erika's life as a friend. Somebody that she could talk to, someone she could get advice from, in terms of keeping Charlie's legacy going. But that didn't happen, because this isn't what any of this is about. What Candace is not throwing out there is that they had a falling out. They had not been very good friends up until Charlie died. And now she's trying to lean back on I was friends before I went nuts, because she's angry, she's bitter, and she wants to crap all over Charlie's legacy. And Erika is standing in the way of that. I will end with, I'm really grateful for everyone who is calling Candace Owens out, because it is something that needs to happen. Although it is still disappointing that a few people who claim to be Charlie's friends are saying nothing, and their silence is deafening. You can't force somebody to be the good person. It's what it is. All we can really do is be grateful for those who are strong enough to stand up for what is right. Thank you for watching this video. If you thought it was interesting and you want to see more content like this in the future, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.